So
And good morning, everybody. Now call this show to order. The president, Doc Val, and the court jester, Aaron Phillips, here presiding over this week's edition of Kiwanis Connects, coming to coast, Virginia Beach. Val is somewhere in California for Midwinter South. We'll get all that stuff going on. I want to thank everybody for watching, regardless of the platform, Facebook or YouTube. Or what's that other site called? Roku. In a couple of days, you can watch everything there. The plethora of choice you have is absolutely crazy. 702-992-3207. John is back in Las Vegas pushing all the buttons, hopefully, and not falling asleep or falling down. But nope, there he is. He is there. Good morning, Doc Val. How are you today?
aloha. You know, I am in sunny San Diego, and it literally is really sunny today. You know, I wasn't sure what we were going to get. California, we've been all across the board, from still having snow in Tahoe all the way to 98 degrees at my house.
Oh boy.
So like, I'm so confused. I can't even tell you.
We used to call that bipolar weather.
Yes, bipolar weather. I love it.
Virginia Beach hasn't been much different because I had 50s one day, the next day 75, down to 60, and then rain in 85. I mean, today I'm supposed to hit 80, but by Monday it's supposed to be back down to like 50. So I'm still not going around jacketless. That's for sure, because I just don't trust the weather and I want to protect my health. Anyway, listen, everybody, great show lined up today. A couple of weeks ago, we did Midwinters Part 1 when Val was up north, when I was back in Vegas. So that was kind of cool. But now we are now talking Midwinter Part 2 in South. This is the Midwinter South down in San Diego. So I like to use the word plethora an awful lot.
You know, we should start collecting dues from everybody. Every time you hear the word plethora, put $1 in the bucket, and that'll go towards the Possibility Project.
There you go. Well, actually, one of my clubs, I'm going to give a shout out to Chesapeake, my Kiwanis Club at Chesapeake. I pass around a little jar, the loose change of reminiscent of the old IDD days, and I just pass it around. And I collected $67 in the first go around that we have given to the club to donate. And now I've got to circulate the jar again. So we're accumulating some loose change. It does certainly add up. But today's show is going to have a couple of titles to it. Number one, we know Val loves the wow moment segment. Maybe we should play the intro anyway, because this show, because it's a midwinter and we got some great guests, is really a wow experience with everything we're going to talk about. So we're going to have a plethora of guests coming on to cover all sorts of stuff. I can't listen. I had a look at my pad. I've had names. I got paper so long with all the names. I'm running out of ink over here. So we
already have a ton lined up. And I'm just like, let's do it. Because
let them shout and yell something. We hear them shout.
So I love it. My very first guest, you were talking about the change. Here in San Diego, they do something really unique, which I love. It's the Mile at Quarters, but the Mile at Quarters program, I think, was to do all about the Children's Hospital. And so Dave Schmidt was wandering down the hall, and I grabbed him. And so I'm going to invite him on the couch with me. Come on, Dave.
I did one of those events years ago, the Miracle Mile at Quarters. Absolutely loved that event in a mall. We did that. Dave, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in a long time. No.
You don't watch the show very often because I'm on every week, for crying out loud.
Well, this is absolutely amazing because Dave's also our vice president of our children's fund, and he's the only person I know that has been involved in all the children's hospitals and the programs that we do. And he actually took us on a tour of Rady's Hospital, right? So tell us a little bit about our relationship with Rady's.
Well, what's really interesting about Rady's is that back in the initial part of the hospital, Kiwanis started it. Kiwanis built the Nanny Dotson receiving home for boys, not even where the hospital is now. And that was the precursor of Rady Children's Hospital. And we continue to support them every year.
Okay, so I just wowed and just learned something completely new. Yeah, and so it's like the fact that Kiwanis helped start a children's hospital.
That's correct, and we have a picture of the original cornerstone, which was in place in a courtyard at the hospital, but they're building a new $6 billion structure with a lot of new operating rooms, so they moved it for the time being.
As I would hope so. Is a cornerstone really in a corner? That's what I want to know.
Is a cornerstone really in a corner?
No.
It's not like baby.
It's mounted. Okay, here's the thing about the cornerstone. I got to share this. When they were building the hospital where it is now, they were working on the parking structure, and the bulldozer hit a rock. They looked at that rock, and it was the original cornerstone from the Nanny Dotson receiving home for boys.
Wow.
That's across the valley from where the hospital is now. And so that's how that was recovered. So we were really glad that legacy was found.
I have a friend of mine here in Virginia Beach that I noticed in the chat room. He's a good friend of mine, Calibus Rand. He's a fellow broadcaster like I am, big DC lover, and we're starting to do some things together. So real quickly, Calibus, this is for you, bud. I just have to bring this up on screen for a second. Calibus knows it's a little inside thing between Calibus and I. It is my Weeble Wobble Batman. And I want to thank Calibus for jumping in there and checking out Kiwanis Connects. I've only been pitching it to him long enough for him to finally jump on, and I'm glad he did. It's interesting what you find in history, isn't it? And every piece of history we uncover really does become a wow moment, and you don't realize the same. Thanks, Calibus. He put an LOL in the chat room. The real saying of 6 degrees of separation at times really can't be more true when you hear stories like that.
Absolutely. And for me, every time I come down to San Diego, I learn something new about the impact of Kiwanis, because the Kiwanis clubs here in San Diego are the most active of any of the Cal-neighborhood clubs. And they do it so quietly and so humbly. It's amazing. And Dave is one of those superheroes. Like you have your Batman superhero. He's one of those superheroes for us. He was part of the doctor's education program. You've been on every committee, I think so. in the CNH Children's Fund, right?
Oh, just about in the Children's Fund. Yeah, and I think one of the things we need to let everybody know is that our Children's Fund not only supports Rady Children's Hospital, but 5 other partner hospitals. Whether it be up in Reno or out in Hawaii or in the Central Valley or LA area or Orange County. So we support them every year with grants, and it's that time of year right now where they'll be submitting their applications for grants for equipment that we can support them.
Right on.
So one of the last grants that we did was a really big one because they needed a special transport van to be able to get people to and from where they were going. The old van was really ancient, and I don't think it was that safe.
Well, it was part of the Safe Kids initiative that they're involved with, where they do car seat instruction on how to properly install a car seat. And so they had an old van that they would just travel around having these rodeos or whatever. And they came to us and asked if we could up our grant one year a little bit more than normal so that they could get a brand new van. And I wish we could have shared a photo for you, but it's a beautiful van. It's got kids all over it. It's got the Cal-Neva Children's Fund logo on it. And it's a blessing to them.
Yeah. And what's really, really cool is that, so if you're listening or while you're driving and thinking, wow, I'd like to be a part of that, you can actually go online and you can make a gift to the CNH Children's Fund, and say that you want to be a part of the Yes program, because that kind of the monies that come in for that are going towards these kind of programs. They're going towards the burn unit out in Hawaii.
Yes.
And so we provided the first burn unit in Hawaii. Before then, kids used to be air flighted to Los Angeles or to San Diego if they got a major burn. And to think about them leaving their island without their parents and being alone, and now they are surrounded by their family that helps with their healing and makes healing faster. It's just amazing what Kiwanis is all about.
Absolutely. Val, what I'd like to do, I know you've got action-packed stuff going on over there, so I want to go to break a little early so we have more time with everybody, if that's okay, and you can make a little transition.
Absolutely.
I do want to remind everybody we do have a mental health tip coming up here later on in the show, and I do this because I know Andy's watching. I'm getting ready for dad jokes later on. They are loading and getting ready, Andy. This is just for you, buddy. You're watching Kiwanis Connects from Virginia Beach and San Diego and Vegas. We'll be right back. Injured in a car wreck in Virginia? Worried about insurance companies taking advantage of you? Attorney Nathan Bordegaray, founder of Bordegaray Injury Law in Chesapeake, is a former insurance defense attorney who knows the insurance company's playbook. With over 12 years of experience and over 100 combined jury trials, bench trials, and arbitrations, Nathan has recovered millions of dollars for his clients. Regardless of where you live in Virginia, Bordegaray Injury Law is ready to help. Call 757-505-HURT. That's 757-505-4878, or visit nbinjury.com today to schedule your free consultation. Allow Bordegaray Injury Law to tilt the scales of justice in your favor. Whitney Houston said it best in one of her award-winning songs, "The children are our future." But how can we ensure that this will happen? One way to ensure our future is to volunteer. Most people would love to volunteer, but they don't know where to go to get involved. Fortunately, there is an answer. The answer is Kiwanis International. Kiwanis International was founded in 1915 in Detroit, Michigan. The name Kiwanis comes from the Algonquin Native American language and translates to "we build." In 1919, Kiwanis changed its focus from business networking to service to children. There are currently 7,200 clubs in 85 nations. However, if you reside or work in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, or Suffolk, you have 11 Kiwanis clubs available for you to become a member and become an active volunteer in your community. This will ensure that children will be our future. For more information, contact Kimberly Temple at 757-793-6761 or by email at towncenterkiwanis@yahoo.com. All right, welcome back. By the way, I did forget at the top of the show, with all the excitement going on there in San Diego, we do want to thank Nathan Bordegaray, Bordegaray Injury Law. He is a proud sponsor of the show and a proud member of the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club here in Virginia Beach. One of my co-members, great guy. He was a guest on the show with us a couple of weeks ago. Great guy. If you need anything in the Virginia Beach, Virginia area, or we found out a little birdie told us he's actually licensed in Arizona too. So give him a call. He's a great guy, and we would love to support your fellow Kiwanian. By the way, Doc Val, I just want to let you know I am, and my sidekick Eileen, we are registered for Pittsburgh in June. We are registered. We got our tickets. I'm going to rent a car. We're going to drive. Got my hotel. Unfortunately, we're in different hotels because of our current districts right now, but that's okay. I'm there. I'm registered. I'm ready to go.
Loving it. Oh, I'm so excited. It is coming up faster than we think because it's the very end of June. Yep. And there are a bunch of us that are, hopefully they'll be wearing their Kiwanis Connects shirts or their Kiwanis gear to the baseball game that evening.
Well, I haven't. I've been working. It's been a little bit of a slow process. It's been a slow process with the people with the jerseys. So, but I do want to encourage them. Okay, go to thevoice.qbstores.com, and all you got to do is pull up the Kiwanis Connects logo and order any shirt you want, T-shirt, sweatshirt, whatever you want. It's there. Order it. For now, if I can't get that website going, they're having a little issue right now with how we want to set this up. So that's why I haven't really been able to present it. But you can go to thevoice.qbstores.com, pull up any type of swag. It's embroidered too, just like our hats and shirts. Pull up any type of thing that you want and just select the Kiwanis Connects logo. And voila, there you have it. You can still have Kiwanis Connects gear on if it's not a jersey, but there is that.
Awesome. You know, I have someone here that we normally start our show with talking about the updates on the disaster.
Looks like Val's feed is getting a little. Val, you're freezing up every once in a while, Val, and I'm losing your audio.
We have so I think that we are having we have too many devices going right now, right beside me. So what I'm doing is I'm shutting off some of the devices. So there we go.
You're still kind of freezing up every once in a while. You're still freezing up on us just a little bit. Oh, you're good now.
Yay. Okay, so while I'm really good, I'm going to do my next wow. And I want to share that there are a lot of second responders that have been helping with the fires back east. And so we just want to do a shout out to all the Kiwanians that have been doing all the feedings and helping do disaster relief for the first response area. And everybody will be coming on the show in the middle of May. So we'll have people from the Carolinas district, people from Georgia, people from California, Nevada, and Hawaii to talk about different ways that we'll be able to do second responder support and what's necessary. And we'll be doing that show on May 4th. Yeah, I think that's May 3rd.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. But before we do that, I actually have Doug Chadwick with us. He's normally typing away and, in there, but I got lucky. And so
Douglas Chadwick. Holy cow. Look at that. How are you, Mr.
In person.
Live and in person.
Hey, I dig the hat there, dude. Nice hat.
Represent.
So what I'm really excited about is Douglas in his division, in Division 10, is really working on a massive project in response to the Eaton fires. And so share a little bit about what we're doing and how people can help.
So as you know, we're really big into literacy with Division 10 with the Kiwanis Literacy Club of Southern California and our Literacy Foundation. So what we realized was all these homes that were burned were not just the homes and the stuff, but it was all the libraries of the kids.
Well, it looks like we froze up a little bit there.
So we activated with our division and got a division project going where we're going to get books to all the affected people that need books. And that's our first phase of the project. So we've already collected almost $5,000 just for books to give to the kids of the fire. And that's, like I said, the first phase. The second phase is we lost 5 schools just in Altadena.
Wow.
So those school rooms, those teachers had their own personal library inside their school room, their classroom. So when we start building these new schools back up, we're going to supply every teacher with a new set of books for their classroom.
Wow.
We're going to go a step further with the next phase in phase 3, whereas when they build these new schools, we want to connect with the Pasadena School District, and we want to put a Kiwanis book nook in each of these schools. So we can keep that literacy going because as one of the pillars of Kiwanis, we want to keep that going, keep literacy going, and then we're the right division to do that. And if there's any other divisions out there and districts out there that need help with books, give us a call because we can get books to them at $2.50 a book. Our foundation covers the rest of the cost, including shipping. So we can connect and help you.
Oh, technology is grand when it works, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, California has the worst literacy rates in America. So we're helping combat that with what we're doing with our literacy projects.
Yeah.
Love
You
it.
know, the technology only doesn't work when we really need it for it to. And so, but we're really hoping that you'll read about us. Go to our Kiwanis Connects page and see some of the postings that are there. If you want to know more, what's the number that they should be calling? Where should they email?
The best way is to email Doug@theliteracyclub.org. And if Kelly would put that in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Doug@theliteracyclub.org, and we can help you get your literacy need. We can meet your literacy needs.
There you go. Love it. Love it. You guys are doing good stuff. How much does it cost to rebuild a school? Do you know?
Well, with the new fire restrictions, we don't know yet, because they're going to make it so it doesn't burn down next time, and they're going to. So there's a lot of things we don't know. The unknowns are so big right now.
Sure.
We've only, in the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire, they've only issued 3 new permits so far to rebuild homes. So
Wow.
we've got some. Thank you, John Crawford, for putting that in for us. So I don't know what it is, and I don't know the sizes of the schools. I just know it was almost 20,000 people were affected by these fires just in Altadena.
And so the average school, usually when you don't have to do remediation, is about $35 million to put together a true footprint of a school with all of the regulations that are there. But because they're having to do remediation and they're discovering lead and asbestos that's been covered up and layered behind wallboard, because that was the solution.
Yep. So
Donations that you can do, that would be great.
guys, here's what I want to suggest. John, I want to take an early break, and Val, I'm going to ask you during the break, disconnect and jump back in to see if that'll help with the audio problem that we're having, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Doug will be right back and talk about Disney. So if you want to do that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
John, take us to break, extend it so we have time to get Val out and in. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. We hope to iron out these bumps in the road. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to dress like a Hall of Fame broadcaster, but didn't know where to begin? In 2018, Aaron Phillips was inducted in the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, and The Voice was born. Aaron has been part of many successful podcast programs, and branding those programs plays a vital role. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and order the latest embroidered products featuring the logos of many of Aaron's shows. Discounts and flat shipping rates are available on all orders, regardless of quantity, on men's, women's, and kids' apparel, and many accessories. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and let Aaron's voice speak to you.
Injured in a car wreck in Virginia? Worried about insurance companies taking advantage of you? Attorney Nathan Bordegaray, founder of Bordegaray Injury Law in Chesapeake, is a former insurance defense attorney who knows the insurance company's playbook. With over 12 years of experience and over 100 combined jury trials, bench trials, and arbitrations, Nathan has recovered millions of dollars for his clients. Regardless of where you live in Virginia, Bordegaray Injury Law is ready to help. Call 757-505-HURT. That's 757-505-4878, or visit nbinjury.com today to schedule your free consultation. Allow Bordegaray Injury Law to tilt the scales of justice in your favor.
At Kiwanis Family House, we build communities and give hope. But when someone is sick, families can be tested in ways they never imagined. Parents have to travel far from home to get their child the complex medical care needed. They may have to miss work and worry about paying the bills, and all the while, trying to keep their family together. That's where Kiwanis Family House comes in. Kiwanis Family House provides a home away from home for families with sick family members receiving treatment at nearby hospitals. Families stay at Kiwanis Family House for as long as they need. This allows them to be close to their sick family member and each other during a stressful time. Every day, Kiwanis Family House witnesses how families are a powerful source of support and healing during difficult times due to illness or trauma. Every day, Kiwanis Family House celebrates the importance of family and the power of love and support. The Granville Allied Gardens Kiwanis Club was founded in 1960. We provide service to Allied Gardens, Granville, San Carlos, Del Cerro, and surrounding communities of San Diego. Our support extends to the youth of our community by sponsoring programs at Hearst Elementary School K-Kids, Lewis Middle School's Builders Club, Patrick Henry High School's Key Club, and San Diego State University Circle K. Some of our favorite events and charities we support include the First Friday Concerts in the Park, patriotic holiday flags on Waring Road, Meals on Wheels, Cub Scouts, and the Allied Gardens Little League. Join our club. We are looking for people who care about making a difference for our children, for our community, and for our world. For more information about our Kiwanis Club and becoming a member, please visit www.alliedgardenskiwanis.org.
All right, let's try it again. Visually they're back. I see everything seems to be working out.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can hear you now, yes.
And I'm going to get rid of this background so that we have less distortion and
All right.
magic technology.
Cool. All right, where were we?
Well, we were just transitioning to going, because we're in this wonderful era of rose floats, and our club always loves supporting rose floats. We actually have this amazing sweepstakes coming up, and we're making it available to everybody who's in a place that can buy into it. And so we have actually Caesar, who is the co-chair of the Rose Float, and I'm going to move out of the way, and Douglas and Caesar are going to talk. So I'm not going to go in the middle. These guys are dangerous, so I'm going to get out of the picture, and they're going to cheer a little bit.
Hello, Caesar. How you doing?
Doing well, everybody. How's everybody this bright early morning?
So let me introduce, if you don't know Caesar, Caesar is the co-chair of the I'm a member of the Rose Float Club. So is Val. So is Aaron. So is Caesar and I. And I'm going to talk about what we've done, what we're going to provide, or actually offer to all the people out there. If you ever want to go to Disney World, we have a raffle that you could purchase. It's a two-bedroom villa, sleeps 9 people, with $1,000 in airline Southwest credits, with 4-day, 4-park hopper tickets for Disney. It's good until December, I believe it's December of 27. So you have a lot of time to plan. And we're offering that as a fundraiser for our district Rose Float project. This year, the theme is magic. We don't know the theme of the thing, but he'll talk about that. But we are offering that to raise money for the Rose Float Club district project. So Caesar, as the co-chair, is going to tell you about the process, how that works, and how you can get tickets by contacting Aaron or any other club member of the Rose Float Club, or emailing me at the email in the chat earlier, or he can give you his email too. So Caesar, take it away.
How many people does this place hold?
Which place?
The one that you can.
The villa holds 9 people. 9 people can stay there.
Fantastic. You can go down there and leave 8 of your best friends behind, and they're going to be so jealous when you come back home. Hi, I'm Caesar Milch. Thank you very much, Douglas. The float this year, well, actually, the Rose Parade theme is the magic and teamwork. That is the overall theme of the parade. We have not yet quite picked the final float design that we have right now. That's up to our governor-elect, Stephen Gerasi, coming up to pick up. We've got 2 versions of it that have been picked out. They're just black and white sketch drawings right now. They're coming back. They're colorizing along.
Here's what it looks like. Oh, wait, we can't show you.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I can't show you that because I have to point this at the screen, and it will erase everybody's devices right now. We're going to be having probably a district convention will probably be the time that we unveil the float, because we'll have a full colorized version of that. But the tickets are available. They're great. $25 a piece. Can't go wrong with that for a shot at winning an amazing vacation. But if you act now, you can get not 5 for $100, but 6 for $100. Yeah, there we go. Right amount of fingers and thumbs. So if you want to, we'll put what do you want to do? Put it in the chat? You want to put my email? You want to put yours in there? Anybody? Okay. Well, anyway, write this down right now because I know you probably got a pen and paper in your hand and you can't wait to get these. Email me at C like Caesar, J like John, M like Mary, I like India, L like Lima, C like Church, H like Hotel. That's cjmilch@gmail.com. You send me your information. I'll send you tickets out. I'll tell you where to send the money. You can make the check from me, not at all. But give us information on it. We also have flyers out that we can send out to you as well too. If you want more for your club and you want to use it as a fundraiser, try that too.
Can they check the Rose Float Club page, Facebook page,
Yes,
and the
you
website?
can. Yeah, absolutely,
So
you can.
I'm going to ask the following request. Douglas, please email me the digital format of said flyer so I can put it up all over my Facebook platforms and everything. Now, we already have Douglas's email. You got CJ's email floating down there at the bottom, going across the crawl for those who are currently watching. And those of you who need to go back to the show later to watch it, you will have access to the email as well to get your 6 for $100 for a trip that's worth thousands of dollars to go to Disney World. Is a great opportunity. But more importantly, folks, you do help with the cause of continuing the Rose Float year after year after year, just like the Kiwanis Connects customized commercials will do, with money off the top that will continue going to the float as well. We want to thank you guys for that.
But I know what you're asking, Aaron. You're asking, what is the value of this prize?
Go ahead. What is the value of the prize?
Funny you should ask.
That's what he said. $15,000 it's valued at because of the Disney Vacation Club villas and all the prizes that come with it.
See, I'm concerned about the 9 people that could fit in, 8 others plus me, because I don't know that I know 8 other people.
4 people right here will go with.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it would be 7. I'd have to take my wife. So it'd be 7 other people. So that's 4. Leave a couple. All right. We'll see how things go in Pittsburgh when we see everybody out there to travel. That's great, folks. I encourage you to do it. Check it out. Send an email to Douglas or CJ. You got the email. Look, if nothing else, folks, for $100, you're helping kids. That's the bottom line as well. And if you win, as a nice reward for helping kids around the world, you get an opportunity to be able to enjoy Disney World.
I'll tell you another thing too. There's another fundraising opportunity if you'd like to take advantage of it. We'll probably have 4 extra seats on the float. They are for sale at $4,000 a piece. Airfare is not included in California. Neither is lodging, transportation, food, beverages, or anything else like that. But you do get to ride on the float down Colorado Boulevard and wave to all the TV cameras. And it's the only chance that you're going to be seen by millions of people. Probably the only chance you'll be seen by more people than this podcast.
And very few people get to ride it twice. Valerie got to ride it twice. She can tell you all
that's awesome. And CJ, I'm so glad you clarified your comment about eyeballs on that versus the podcast. So thank you for making that distinction.
Hey, we're trying to help you get up there.
Hey, absolutely. Listen,
for 100 years.
We're averaging close to between 80 and 100,000 views a week, and we want to thank everybody for making that happen. But folks, seriously, Rose Float Parade, it's as much of a tradition as spring training is, and opening day baseball for those who enjoy the float. So, guys, thank you for stopping by. As always, CJ, good to see you again. And hey, let's do it. Let's Rose Float on.
Here we are. We're gonna.
So I get my couch
Exit
back.
stage right.
Exit stage right.
And I love the fact that I get my couch back for a little bit. And that's, the seats are nice and comfy.
There you go.
But it's really fun because I truly have had the blessing of a lifetime of having had the chance to be on the Rose Float twice.
Right.
The very first time I was on the Rose Float, I actually got there because I was the number 2 membership recruiter in the Kiwanis world. And so our amazing international president at that time brought the top recruiters and club openers to be on the float. So I was there with 2 members from Taiwan and the Philippines and our governor here, Joni Ackerman. And it was an amazing experience. And then as governor of the Calneva district, you get to sit on the float as well. So it's all the governors. It's the international president of Key Club. It's the international president of Kiwanis International. It's the governors for Key Club, Key Winds, and Circle K. And then the extra seats are spread out between Action Club members and other folks. So it's just, and I know that if I had $4,000, I might try to sneak on there for a hat trick and be able to do that. Because it's just something that is so heartwarming when you see all those people out there and they see you and they want their kids to take pictures with you and all of that. But more importantly, we're showing off the largest fundraiser, not fundraiser, but the service project in the Kiwanis world. And most people say, well, we have parades. You don't have a parade like this, where it's bigger than the Macy's Day Parade in many ways, and it has more entries. And we have over 4,000 volunteers that come in from the beginning of December all the way through to decorate this float. And they not only decorate our float, but they decorate any of the other floats that are in the Phoenix decorating barn. And so this past year, we got to help decorate Wicked. And so if you saw the Wicked float, we had key clevers that worked on the Wicked float. So I digress, because I can. And my technology is working. So this is like, oh.
I was going to say, don't jinx it.
Yeah. All right. So
who's next?
My next guest, I think we're going to end the show with him because he's that person. He's one of my people.
Is he loaded though to prepare with the last segment though? I mean, is he ready to stand witness to bad dad jokes when we get to that?
He is so ready. He is shaking his head.
Does he have a couple ready? Because I would expect this individual. See, if he's not ready with a couple, this individual would be surely disappointing me. Because if there's one guy that I would have expected to come on loaded with some bad dad jokes to go toe-to-toe with me, it would be John Crawford. And if he comes up empty.
He's coming on, so let's see if he's got his stuff. So, John. So this is
John Crawford!
It's like, yay!
Well, good morning and welcome to San Diego, everybody who's making the trip this weekend for mid-year. Happy to have you here. San Diego's my hometown, born and raised, so I always enjoy the chance to play tour guide.
I feel like I'm looking in the mirror right now. I don't know.
Yeah, we have the same barber.
I've been. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while since we talked. Everything good?
It's been a while. Yeah, happy to be here.
All right. Well, before we get into any business per se, a little birdie told me, John, have those special slides ready. That John, you have a certain message that you would like to deliver before we start our segment. So I'm stalling for a second, so I give John a chance to cue it up. So it is. Floor's yours, sir.
Well, for those who know my story, I grew up in Kiwanis, basically. I joined Kiwanis when I was 12 years old in Builders Club. And I ended up meeting my wife through Kiwanis. We were both chaperoning at a Key Club event or a Key Leader weekend up in Julian. She was from Las Vegas at the time. I'm from San Diego, and we happened to cross paths, and we made a connection, speaking of Kiwanis Connects. And so today happens to be our 10-year anniversary. So it's 10 years ago today, my wife, who is also named Valerie, she and I were married. That's Neil. He's our current Division 21 Lieutenant Governor, and he did our ceremony. He was our officiant that day. I
absolutely love that picture. I love that picture right there.
Isn't that fabulous?
Valerie is every bit the Kiwanian that I am. She also got started in Builders Club when she was 12 years old. And after we moved in together and got married, we sort of compared our collection, because we have all of these tchotchkes and trinkets and name badges and things over the years. And we looked at our past with Kiwanis. She was out in Vegas. I was in San Diego during the same years. So we spent the same years together in Key Club, same years together in Circle K. And we realized we'd been at the same conventions, the same conferences, some of the same projects and events over and over and over again. And it wasn't until 2010 that we actually met each other. So, but we were probably in the same room, 20 times before we ever met.
Next one, are you coming out to International?
Yes, we'll be in Pittsburgh. Yes.
All right. I'm going to sit down and share with you the story about how many times I could have met my wife before I actually met her in the same style of what you just shared. So
I have stories like that with Andy. So let's just do that.
Absolutely. There you go. Round table of wedding stories, of meeting stories. Absolutely. So happy anniversary, you guys. And
happy anniversary.
And quite frankly, thank you for sharing some of your anniversary with us here on Kiwanis Connects. But as much as we know, as they
before you go on, Aaron, hold on. He didn't share the best part.
Uh-oh. What is the best part?
It was almost, it was a little more than 12 years ago. I was a Key Club region advisor at the time. And I kind of knew that I wanted to do something splashy. for our proposal. And there's actually footage of this out there on YouTube, but I did propose to my wife in front of 3,000 screaming key clubbers at a convention in Anaheim. Thankfully, she said yes, but
I told
Well,
you.
I can dig up the video on that, but it was, and only 5 people in the world knew that I was about to do that.
Right on.
So it was
Good
a surprise to literally everybody, including my wife. But
Good.
it was
Well,
a very memorable moment, a lot of fun.
Mary Winfrey from North Carolina is in the chat room, so we are definitely coast to coast. And a previous guest, she sends a happy anniversary wish to you guys as well. So
Thank you, Mary.
that's great. I mean, stories like that are fun. We ought to do just an episode like that of couples, Val, that have met within the K family and have stuck together. So I think that should be a future topic.
I think it'll be fabulous. And and it's also people who join Kiwanis to meet their future match.
Right? Who needs country match or bachelor and all that? Just come to Kiwanis. So here's what I want to do. If you have a story like that, if your current spouse or significant other you met through Kiwanis somehow, I don't care what level, whatever, K family circle, K kid, whatever, send me an email at kiwanisconnectsinfo@gmail.com. And if you're interested in being part of that future show to share your story, let's line it up. Date to be determined, but email me, kiwanisconnectsinfo@gmail.com, if you want to share your story about your special Kiwanis Connects connection. Connect. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right. That's right. Kiwanis Connects y'all. All right. Perfect. Gosh.
But that there is actually a real reason that, beyond the anniversary story, because the anniversary is the best, but also one of my best governor visits, bar none. I did actually 53 governor events when I was governor in 22-23. And one of the absolute best, and Andy and I have voted, and I know poor Doug is going, what about me and my chopped liver? And it's like, well, it was a 3-day experience. And one of those days, this gentleman coordinated making 1,000 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to give to the homeless. And so
that's a lot of peanut butter and jelly.
It's a lot of peanut butter and jelly, but you know what? What's even more important is John has been working with his Builders Club, which is the middle school, and that's why he's here, because he's actually shared it with littles, and this is such a big project. So John, I don't want to mess this up, so share a little bit about what you've done.
This is one of my very favorite projects, and what I like most about it, I think, is that it's very easy to replicate. I think any club in any town can do this project, and I'm going to tell you how. We call it the peanut butter jelly jam, and what it is it's an assembly line basically, where we take all of our student volunteers and we give them all the supplies that they need. We take in donations for the couple of weeks leading into the project, and we sit them down in the cafeteria of the school after school. And we put them to work making peanut butter sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly. I don't care what the background is. I don't care where they're from. Any 11-year-old kid knows how to make a peanut butter sandwich.
You would hope so.
And it's very easy for them to do. And it's something that you can sit down and make a difference. Unfortunately, the problem of homelessness and the problem of hunger is so pervasive through every city these days. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. I tell my students, we're not going to be able to solve that problem. It's such a big problem. It's such a big issue. That's beyond our scope. But for one day, we can make a difference. Somebody out there doesn't have to go hungry because you chose to make a difference, to give back. And so I want to thank Grocery Outlet of Allied Gardens. They always contribute to this project that we do. They're off of Waring Road and Interstate 8. And the manager, the owner-operator there, is a Kiwanis member. So he always donates 50 loaves of bread to us or more every year. And that's where the project starts. We couldn't do it without him. Everything else that comes in is pretty much parents or teachers that would like to donate. We get a lot of people donating peanut butter, a lot of people donating jelly, a lot of fresh fruit like tangerines are very popular. Bottled water is the most requested item by the homeless because, clean water is life, and they don't always have access to clean, fresh water. They don't have access to bottles like every day in their lives. They don't carry around a turbis with them everywhere they go. So just to get a clean, fresh, unopened bottle of water means the world to some of these people. This project actually started as a disaster relief project. Back in 2007, half of San Diego County caught fire. We had wildfires, just like Doug was talking about earlier in Altadena. We had similar issues here in San Diego back in 2003 and 2007. And in 2007, we had a governor here in California, Nevada, Hawaii by the name of Oscar Knight. And if you remember Oscar, he was a giant of a man, big booming voice. He was a presence. He was a Vietnam veteran. But Oscar took it upon himself to gather his resources together, rally the troops. And I remember going to this service project at the La Mesa Recreation Center where they just had endless lines of peanut butter, jelly, bread, and dozens and dozens and dozens of volunteers putting together these peanut butter sandwiches and brown bag lunches for the people who had been displaced by the wildfire. There were people living at Qualcomm Stadium using this football field as a shelter because they had nowhere else to go. And so Kiwanis was there to provide them with these brown bag lunches. And after Oscar passed a few years later, I remembered that project and I said, we can do that. We can replicate that. Let's do that for our homeless people living here in San Diego. And today we've been doing it for probably 10 or 11 years now. It is the most popular project that my Builders Club does. They always get new members out of it every time we do it at the end of the year. We get people who have never even heard of Builders Club that want to come in and participate and do this project. So we put half of the kids on one side of the room putting together peanut butter sandwiches. The other half of the kids are stuffing bags. They decorate the bags the week before. They put a napkin, they put a fresh piece of fruit, a granola bar. And in just an hour and a half, we did this project last Monday. We put together 560 brown bag lunches.
Wow, that's great.
And I would say that's about average. We can do sometimes 600 or 700. So.
And how many years have you been doing this?
We started in 2014, and minus the COVID years, so it's been about 10 years. Yeah.
So one thing that's in that sandwich, people think, oh, peanut butter and jelly and a fruit. People forget how nutritious peanut butter actually is because of the protein, folks. So a spoonful of peanut butter is as much protein as a steak or a piece of fish. So peanut butter and jelly sounds simple and basic, but it is probably one of the more nutritious things that someone can eat regardless of your physical being. So it's a great, simple sandwich, but there's so many additional benefits to a very simple peanut butter and jelly. So you got to have jelly with peanut butter, because if you just have peanut butter, you're just trying to lick the stuff off the roof of your mouth forever and dry, So the jelly kind of helps slide it all down, but the health benefits of peanut butter are certainly well worth the protein.
We also accept Nutella, marmalade, honey, whatever you like, bananas maybe.
I was thinking about that. No bananas on the peanut butter. Not that I've had it, but
not so far. But you never know.
Well, I would think
it lasts a little longer if you don't put the bananas on. Don't do that.
I was just going to say, I was handed out separately.
One thing that touched my heart this week, one thing that was very innovative, we have an 8th grader in the club by the name of Dakota, and Dakota's a very bright young lady. She's our vice president this year. Tremendous leader, tremendous volunteer, but she also has a peanut allergy.
Ooh.
And so she wanted to participate in this project, but she, obviously can't be near peanut butter. Mm-hmm. So what she ended up doing, I thought was very innovative, very clever. She partnered up with a friend of hers. And so they sat down at the table where they make the sandwiches, and Dakota would do just the jelly half of the bread. So she had all this bread in front of her, just jelly, 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 jelly. And that's all she did for an hour and a half. She would then hand the bread over to her friend who would handle the peanut butter for her. So it was teamwork. And I've never seen, in all the years we've been doing this project, I've never seen it done quite that way. So I was very proud of Dakota for finding a way to participate in the project in a way where she wouldn't have to, suffer any harm. We don't want her going to the hospital or anything like that. But she was able to participate in, I thought, a very innovative way.
Absolutely. Well said. And you know what? Leave it to kids to figure out ways to get around minor obstacles, right? All right, Val, we're at about 10 minutes of the hour. I don't know if there's any other guests you have there, or if there's something else that John needs to bring along. But I know we do have a mental health segment ready to go. And of course, I have a slew and a plethora of, yes, they have fully loaded, and I'm ready to go with bad dad jokes. You tell me where you'd like to proceed next.
So, the one thing that we'll talk about is, so what I would love to do is to go to the mental health moment. And then after that mental health moment, we'll do a little bit of a wrap on that. And a lot of people have started to go forward because we have our first meeting today at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And so, but I did want to do a shout out because, there are so many people that are popping in, and my phone was just shaking like crazy, that are watching this. And I just want to share with you, in Cal Neva, we do 2 of these mid-years a year. And so if you can't make it to the south, you can make it to the north. And next year, when we have our mid-year conference, we'll have one in San Jose, not very far from the airport, which means you can pop in and literally do a day adventure on the Saturday or the full experience. And then we're in Burbank. And a birdie has told me that there's going to be a couple of major surprises at the Burbank conference. And I know, Aaron, you're going to want to be there. Douglas is just coming back, but I'm not going to steal that thunder. But just wanted to let you know, if you are a Kiwanian or a guest of a Kiwanian, you can register because we try to have enough seats for 750 people. That is normally, I think in the Carolinas, Mary, I think you guys normally have about 200 at your mid-year for one. And so, but we say, come on out. Be a part of what's going on, share what you're doing. The workshops are amazing. And you get to meet people like John, you get to meet people like Caesar, you get to meet people like Douglas. It's just an amazing experience. So thank you for letting me do the whole show as a wow. Aaron, I know sometimes I'd like to be a little more structured.
That's all right.
But this has been a great day. So
why don't we do this? Why don't we, before I lose you guys, why don't we do bad dad jokes? And then when I'm done, then John can roll the mental health moment, basically ending the show on that, and you guys can get on your way to your meeting. How's that? All right, John, let's hit it. Awesome. It's time for some bad dad jokes. All right, here you go. Oh, Douglas is in for this one. All right, Douglas, here you go. Some bad dad jokes. Bad dad jokes. Here we go. They are fully loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And this is from my box. This is not a theme other than just whatever ones I felt like doing. What music band do farmers listen to when they're bringing in their harvest? What music band do farmers listen to when they're bringing in their harvest? They're listening to Hall & Oates.
All right, that's a good way to start.
What's black and white and eats like a horse?
A zebra.
All right, you got that one. Very good. What kind of haircut? What kind of haircut does a chainsaw ask for?
A buzz.
A buzz cut. Very good. Have you looked at my answers? Hey, what did the lettuce say to celery? What did the lettuce say to the celery? Quit stalking me.
Quit stalking me. That's good.
Come on now. What did the Dalmatian say after lunch? That hit the spot. Okay, I just read them, folks. That's all I got to say. What did the limestone say to the geologist? What did the limestone say to the geologist? Don't take me for granted. Did you hear about the lion? The lion, that's right. Did you hear about the lion who ate his friends? Did you hear about this? It was supposed to be like it was supposed to be like the sequel to the movie. No, anyway, I'm just stretching. The lion who ate his friends? Well, he had to swallow his pride. Come on now. There you go.
Oh.
Wow. Hello, is this thing still working? Anyway, how does a cucumber?
You need the fake laugh for that one.
How does a cucumber become a pickle? How does a cucumber become a pickle? It goes through a jarring experience. That's right. I said it. There you go. That's right. A couple of more and we'll get you out of here. What do you call a priest? A priest now And as a Jew, this is kind of, I can imagine this. What do you call the priest who becomes a lawyer? A father-in-law. Come on now. Stay with me, folks. Come on now. I'm going to save that one for last. Where did Captain Cook buy his hook? He bought it in a secondhand store. Come on now. Stay with me. Last two. What do you call the public relations manager of a bicycle manufacturer? The PR person. What do you call them in a bicycle company? They are the spokesperson. Come on, you should have seen that one coming. Last but not least, I know, listen, if you think that one's bad, wait to hear this last one. And I'm so glad I'm going off camera after I give this last joke. Kathy Tutty would be so proud of this next joke for all of you who've been following her messaging. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? God, I'm going to go to hell with this one, I'm telling you. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for Kiwanis Connects this week.
Aaron, what's green and invisible?
My money.
This frog.
I'm croaking over here. I'm croaking over here.
He's croaking. He's croaking.
All right, you guys have to get to a meeting in 4 minutes. It was always a pleasure to see my friends out there in Cal Neva. Looking forward, hopefully, to see you guys in Pittsburgh. Doc Val, as always, final thoughts, if you would, please.
You know, it's always rejuvenating when you can come hang out with friends that maybe have become your ohana. And so it's like, yes. And so I am so blessed to be able to have 2 mid-years to come to hang out with all my friends. And I wish you were here. So make that plan to be here with us. And if not, then let's see you at International Convention in Pittsburgh.
See you in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. I will be there now. As John said in the private chat room, after that slew of bad dad jokes, we are going to need a mental health moment. So therefore, I'm going to officially close the show, but John will take us out on the mental health moment. We'll see you all next week. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We are all we have. Stay tuned for the mental health moment. Don't go anywhere.
So I just learned that research shows when someone is in need, really it just takes 8 minutes for us to hold space for them, not to try to fix anything, but just to let them know that we're there for them. And that was so encouraging for me, not only to know that if someone needs me, all it takes is just giving them 8 minutes, but I now know that I want to be somebody's 8-minute friend. And I think that for me, before it seemed like we have to sit with somebody so long, it takes so much time, but this just lifted my mood knowing that I can be someone's 8-minute friend and they can be that for me as well.